Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a movie review for Moana 2. Yes, this is the second Moana movie, and would you believe it that I only saw the first Moana movie a couple of days ago, obviously because this movie's just come out. I went to see it last night, Friday, on release day, and I'm filming this the day that I'm uploading it on Saturday. I'm just going in to go and see Conclave, actually, which is the new Ralph Fiennes movie, so stay tuned for that review if you're interested, coming tomorrow. But I went to see Moana 2 last night, and I've got some thoughts about it. Now, Moana 1, I never really could stick with it. I watched it sporadically in my life when certain people and stuff, and you'd go over somebody's house and it would be on, and maybe catch half an hour of the end or the first 20 minutes, or I never watched it all the way through. Never ever gave it the time of day. It wasn't really for me, and I just never did. It was just 2016 was a time that I really wasn't watching movies that much, to be honest. I didn't really have time in my life around that time, so it wasn't a priority to watch films, and Moana was one that I just missed, I guess. I know all the songs and all of that, and actually watching the movie from start to finish, I've got to say it is an amazing looking Disney animation movie. Phenomenal, actually. I watched Encanto in 2021, and that was one of my films of that year. And then to go and see Moana, which is a movie that came out 5 years before, actually look on par with it, I thought was great. Yeah, so Moana is the adventure of, what happens is basically there's an island, and it's all based on like Samoa and all that, and that's why The Rock is involved. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he's involved, and he's playing Maui. And this picks up a couple of years after, I think it's 3 or 4 years after the events of the first movie. And now, the tribe, or the island that Moana is on, her father, who is voiced by Boba Fett, would you believe? That island is basically now, more like wanting to go out to sea more. And the first movie was all about not wanting to go out to sea because the ancestors died and it was like dangerous to go past the reef and all that. We answered all that in the first movie, and now the second one is they're very much explorers and setting off sail and actually embracing the sea. The magic is still there. Moana's still like got the sea as a character. We've got some extra characters there as well. We've got like this pig which is cool as part of it. And also now Moana actually has a crew, because Maui is not really part of it at the beginning. She has a crew, and the main aim of the movie is to go and find this island that the ancestors are guiding her to. And if that island comes up, then it connects all the areas of the ocean together. And there's more people out there, rather than just being this small single island on their own. It's about finding the rest of civilizations out there that can benefit one another and all that. And yeah, really interesting. Maui, of course, does show up. The Rock does appear in there, and there is musical numbers all the way through. Now, this is my first negative in the movie, is the musical aspect. The music in Moana 2 is 100 times, million times worse than the first movie. Obviously, Lin-Manuel Miranda was a big part of that. He did all the Encanto songs, which were really successful, with the Bruno song, and everything in Encanto is all about the music. And again, Lin-Manuel Miranda, obviously very successful with songs in terms of like Hamilton and whatnot. Moana, the first one, he did all those, very successful there. And he stepped away for this one, or maybe they just couldn't make it work. Now, for me, he's massive, and I think he's probably more important to get on board than like The Rock, in my opinion. Like, he had to be part of the third one. Like, if there was somebody in Disney that said, nah, Lin-Manuel can't do it, or maybe he wasn't interested in doing it. But the fact that if there was a scheduling thing, I would have delayed the film just to get Lin-Manuel on, because the songs didn't hit the mark. And like Maui's song, like the Rock song, it was just like he had a song because he had to have a song. It didn't really feel like part of it. And especially after like You're Welcome, which is like very iconic in the Disney music space now. It's nearly 10 years old, that song, but it's very iconic. And there's not a song in this film that's a real standout for me, whereas in the first movie there's probably 2 or 3 that are very, very good. So that's the first negative in the movie, is the actual musical aspect of it wasn't very good. But the story-wise, it was okay. I thought the villain was very weak in this movie in comparison to the first one. Now, they did end the movie in a way that there could be expansion for a third movie, and that villain can continue on the story. But ultimately, I thought the villain was quite weak. Maui as well was okay in this film. He was much better in the first one, obviously the introduction and all that, and it makes sense. But I think there's some movies that make sense to have sequels and some that don't. And from watching Moana 1 and now Moana 2, I feel like Moana 2 shouldn't have been made. I think Moana 1 as a standalone is much better. It should have just been kept as it is. And then obviously now they're doing the live action stuff that we're seeing like set photos of. I think just keeping Moana 1 as Moana 1 should have been a priority, and doing Moana 2 just feels a bit, I don't know, just a bit stretched, So the fact that they're thinking of doing a third one based on the end of the movie well. But it does make sense because Moana is very popular on Disney Plus and they have all the data there. I think I actually saw a tweet that Moana is the most popular movie or whatever, most watched thing on Disney Plus over the last couple of years or year or something. So it makes sense that they would make it because there's obviously demand, there's fans there. And as I say, I've gone to people's houses and Moana's always on. It is a very appealing movie for kids and stuff like that, the colours and everything. So rating Moana 2 then, well, I give Moana 1 a 4-star. It's not like amazing for me Disney movie wise, like I say, but it looked fantastic and it was great. I gave Moana 2 a 3-star. It's not as great for me. It does fall a bit short. The animation's great, but the story is a bit lackluster, and there's certain characters that pop up for a couple of minutes and then disappear, and then the songs, as I say, are just not great. And for me, this movie should have been made with Lin-Manuel Miranda as like the #1 priority. Like, we can't get Lin and we need to wait another year. We need to wait another year and book him in 2026 or something. That's what I would have done, because I think that, you know, goes to show in terms of the songs are just not as good, and then ultimately lost a bit of the Moana magic for me. But as I say, a great family movie if you are interested in seeing it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you seen Moana 2? Are you going to? Also Moana 1, what do you prefer? Let me know down below, and stay tuned for more videos coming soon on the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.